It's Nolan. A nigga numb to it. Yeah, growing up and even know we had to struggle, I was young to it. Yeah, you could put a roadblock up in my way and I'ma run through it. Yeah, no expectation when it come to disappointment, dog, I'm numb to it. A nigga numb to it. Yeah, niggas gassing in the city, about the next to blow. I've been plotting on a play with all the X and O's. I've been tearing up the stage like your lady clothes. Hottest records, but get no love on the radio. Fuck it, I'm finna blaze them, no. Last few years, nigga racking up them placements. Shout out young, happy, I'm glad to be the replacement. Little nigga swaggin', always see me with the baddest. I be juking on them niggas, you would think I'm playing Madden. Got my neck ice, cross country, don't check flights, but my ex tight. I've been reaching some fresh heights, know my check nice. Jewels clearer than egg whites. I put the bet on myself cause I'm playing with loaded dice. I don't trust no nigga if he say he rapping. Handshakes never firm, I can tell they capping. I be ballin' on the boat like I'm Dame Dashing. I try to put you on the game, but you stand stagnant. I'm to it. Yeah, growing up and even know we had to struggle, I was young to it. Yeah, you could put a roadblock up in my way and I'ma run through it. Yeah, no expectation when it come to disappointment, dog, I'm numb to it. That nigga numb to it. What's going on, beautiful people? It's the kid J Nolan here. Welcome back to another episode of Inside the Industry, your number one source for music and entertainment, commentary, and breakdowns. Now, as y'all can see to the left of me, we're going to be talking about Jeezy and Jeannie Mai. This is the only subject we're going to be getting into today because Jeannie Mai just came out with some very strong allegations on Jeezy today, and we got to go ahead and address this thing. Now, I want to be very clear. These are allegations. We don't know everything that's true. We don't know everything that's right and just in this moment. These are only allegations, and we have to treat them delicately as such. There could be some truth to it. There could be some non-truths to it because Jeezy has already come out and started refuting these claims. But again, as we speak about everything else that's going on in hip-hop and in the music industry and around it, we got to address this because, again, there's some serious doo-doo, y'all. So what I'm going to do here is go ahead and just start sharing my screen. I don't want to waste a lot of time. I also do want to give a big shout out to Miss Rhonda. She sent the Cash App yesterday because she said that I wasted my mother effing time on that Megan Thee Stallion lawsuit because it was so terribly, so poorly written. We sat up there and read the same 5 to 7 sentences 30 times in an hour and a half period. So I greatly appreciate Miss Rhonda for coming through and saying, hey, man, I know that was painful. Let me slide you a little something for your troubles. We greatly appreciate that. I appreciate it personally, and we appreciate it over here at Inside the Industry. And, of course, my family appreciates it as well. All right. Once again, I'm going to go ahead and just share my screen, because I don't want none of my personal thoughts to be imparted on this part of the video. We're only going to get to the allegations and what the two parties, Jeannie Mai and Jeezy, have to say for themselves. All right? So just give me a moment, work with me, and we're going to get right into this thing. All right? Cool. Work with me. I'm just clearing everything out for a moment. I'm going to put myself here. Bow. So this is the Shade Room. I don't know why Jeannie Mai and her team are communicating with the Shade Room, or if the Shade Room is just really locked into the documentation. They got an insider that's giving them these court documents, but they're the first ones to really break this story in a real way. So on their website, they say court documents reveal domestic abuse and child neglect claims against Jeezy, exclusive details. Right? So here we have recent court filings have revealed more information about Jeannie Mai and her estranged husband Jeezy's divorce. Court documents obtained by the Shade Room detailed a history of domestic DV. We're just going to try to shorten some of this stuff. And child neglect allegedly at the hands of Jeezy. The documents describe between 3 to 4 incidents of physical wrongdoing against Jeannie. All right. They put an editor's note for a trigger warning for anyone that has been through these types of situations. If this is too much for you, feel free to keep moving. Right. So fresh out the gate, Jeannie Mai alleges that Jeezy hit her in the face in 2022. Again, if this is real, hey man, you need more than a child visitation suit. You know what I mean? But we gonna let this thing flow. One incident allegedly occurred at the Ritz Carlton Hotel in San Francisco, California on April 14th, 2022. So 2 years ago, this is what went down. Jeezy allegedly choked Jeannie from behind as she was ascending the stairs, and then he pushed her down the steps per the paperwork. So he allegedly came up behind her, you know what I'm saying, wrapped his arms around her and put her in a yoke, then allowed her to be pushed. Well, I ain't gonna say allowed. He pushed her down the steps, allegedly. The incident says it caught the attention of the hotel security station in the lobby, right? So I don't know if it was a loud ruckus that was ensuing that got the attention of the hotel security, but apparently somebody got involved. Records show the rapper proceeded to verbally assault Jeannie, calling her a fucking bitch, and repeated, "I can do so much better than you." Security allegedly intervened and provided Jeannie with protection after she repeatedly stated she felt unsafe. This is getting deep now, Jay Jenkins. You have to address some of this stuff head on. Right? If you want to clear your name, you're going to have to address this stuff head motherfucking on. You got a big enough head to do it. We're going to need some answers. Another incident allegedly occurred 3 weeks after Jeannie gave birth to the daughter, Monaco, in January 2022. There's a typo there that says 2002. Let's overlook that. So just 3 weeks after giving birth, and we all know, there's postpartum and recovery, and, at that point, women are going through a lot emotionally, physically, all of those things to try to get back to themselves. And it's not an overnight process, but just 3 weeks after delivering their child, she says another incident happened. Reports state that during a conversation inside a parked car on January 18, 2022 in Miami, records show that Jeezy requested that the driver step outside their vehicle, and he began to berate Jeannie. At the time, he hurled insults such as "you whore," and said, "I can't wait to divorce you when we get back." Now, did he say hoe or whore? Because now he's starting to sound like Black Youngster. And to say, "I can't wait to divorce you when we get back." Now, this is a very interesting claim, because if he had already been talking about divorce at the point of January 2022, I got to refresh my memory on when y'all were married. All right, so reports say that y'all were married in April of 2021. So y'all had been together for approximately 8 months or so, and he was already screaming out he's ready for a divorce. "Can't wait to divorce you when we get back." Now, this is a bit contradictory to Jeannie Mai's account, saying that she was blindsided by his divorce papers, because if he had already been screaming of this for about a year or so, you weren't too surprised if he's been threatening you with this from the jump since you first had the child. That's not to discredit her story. I'm just going off of what's already been put out there as public information, and now things are starting to be revealed more deeply, and some things aren't necessarily lining up all the way, but that does not mean that I'm discrediting her story. Jeannie was held against her will inside the vehicle. While trying to escape, Jeezy allegedly struck her with a closed fist across her cheekbone and eye. So she's saying that he hit her twice, or maybe just one hand just covered a lot of radius. The attack reportedly caused her a subconjunctival hemorrhage, which I'm going to have to look up what that even is, but clearly it's an injury sustained due to a physical blunt force trauma, I would guess. But I'm going to look this up. So on the surface, this subconjunctival bleeding, otherwise known as a hemorrhage, is bleeding from a small blood vessel over the whites of the eye. So she had, blood spots in her eye, allegedly, after this happened. All right, cool. Just wanted to make sure I understood everything before I move forward, because sometimes this stuff can go over my head a little bit. I never claimed to be the smartest in the room. I'm just one of them. I'm playing. Anyway, following the incident later that week, the estranged couple contacted their pastor and therapist for counseling regarding the ongoing DV. All reports of abuse were reported to a pastor, therapist, and a close friend of Jeannie's. Seems that no one on Jeezy's side was informed, but, more allegations ensue. Another incident reportedly involved verbal abuse at the UNCF 39th Annual Atlanta Mayor's Mass Ball, on December 17th, 2022. During this event, Jeannie went to the restroom with her girlfriend, and Jeezy allegedly became enraged because he did not know her whereabouts for 25 minutes. What y'all was doing for 25 minutes? You were taking one of them big ones, huh? He allegedly reacted by abruptly demanding that the two leave the party. So at this point, she'd been in the bathroom 25 minutes, doing whatever she needed to do, getting herself freshened up, talking to her friend. Who knows what's going on inside the bathroom. Jeezy gets angry, like, what the fuck going on? She comes out, and he demands that they leave. So she's alleging that he's got some possession issues, some possessive nature, right? She went to the bathroom, and all of a sudden, he's just ready to kirk out and go into a rage. Once in the vehicle, Jeezy reportedly asked the driver to exit and began to abuse his estranged wife verbally. She attempted to exit the car 2 times per the court docs. On the second time, he allegedly grabbed the neckline of her dress, tearing it and causing multiple 2 to 3 inch scratches across her right breast with his fingernails. Jeannie reported this incident to her therapist while Jeezy was present, so it's not like he was unbeknownst to this being passed on to the therapist. She also told her best friend in confidence about the same. In another incident, Jeezy allegedly injured Jeannie and himself after crashing a golf cart. Now, I think this golf cart crash may need to be stricken from the record unless she can prove that he did this on purpose. Like he just crashed both of them intentionally, but we'll keep going. In Exhibit N1, N2, and N3, Jeannie shared text messages from Jeezy apologizing for his behavior that caused the injuries. He wrote, "I'm so sorry, babe. Haven't forgiven myself for putting you in danger. I've been uneasy and sad about it." Now, unfortunately, I am not able to zoom in on this, right? But I'll go ahead and look at my screenshot here so I could try to salvage what the context of these are, just so y'all can hear at the bare minimum. So in the text messages, they got a text thread called Doing Life with Cheesy and You. She's calling him Cheesy in the phone. I'm sure this was changed to that at a later time. But it talks about I guess her new home. Cheesy, aka Jeezy, asks, "Is this your permanent residence or temporary? If so, what's the next address Monaco will be living at?" Not entirely sure why this is relevant to the story, but we're gonna just humor it for the moment. She said, "It's temporary from my show, same as when you saw me shoot here before." Okay, so this is relating to the current visitation issues that they've had, because he hasn't been able to see Monaco all April, which is why he was getting angry. So she's giving him, she's showing proof that they're trying to work out visitation moving forward, right? Next address is still being finalized. As I always have before, I'll let you know. Thank you for confirming the assault rifle is no longer in our home. I find it interesting she says our home rather than your. But, whatever. That's all I've been asking for weeks, as I'm sure you agree, for the safety of Monaco. So this is a direct reflection to the fact that she didn't like the guns being in the house. I guess there was an assault rifle that was inside the home. But she didn't say it was of any danger to Monaco. She just said she didn't like it being in the house. You are scheduled to get Monaco May 7th through 13th. Are those dates still good for you? If so, we can coordinate getting her to you. Also, let me know what other dates in May or June are good for you. For the makeup time for April, let me know. And again, the way that she's covering her tracks in these texts, it seems like she's definitely making sure everything is peachy clean for her legal team so that they can get submitted for blogs like this and show that she's, in the right. From there, there's photos of wounds to the right. So this is N3. Right? So with N3, we have, oh, y'all can't see this because okay, I didn't know that. With N3, we see visible bruises. That plane was incredibly close to my home. Y'all, please excuse that fucking loudness. N3 shows a bruise. It looks like on her inner knee area. In 4, we see a couple more screenshots of bruises on Jeannie Mai's person, on her body. She says, baby, I have a lot of dresses to wear this week. So this is around the time all of this stuff, other stuff happened. This is former. Jeezy says, I am so sorry, babe. Haven't forgiven myself for putting you in danger. I've been uneasy and sad about it. So when you say putting you in danger, I don't feel like he's apologizing for any physical activity here. It feels more like he's apologizing for the golf cart crash. Right? Why my screen just go? Okay. Exhibit N4 details that unbeknownst to Jeannie, Jeezy was overly intoxicated before the crash, but he does not admit to being intoxicated, at least not in the photos that are in front of us. They say that wasn't the first time he allegedly crashed a vehicle during their marriage. He also crashed his luxury vehicle into the side of their home at one point, per the docs. No one was seriously injured at that time, but there was some damage to their property. This is N1. Right? Images of injuries Jeannie sustained from the golf cart crash. Furthermore, Jeannie lists concerns over toddlers' alleged access to Jeezy's weapon, right? So this is what we saw at first about the assault rifle in the home. The motions also discuss concern for their 2-year-old safety. According to the documents, the minor child was vacated from Atlanta, Georgia residence on or about October 11th, 2023. Jeannie reportedly removed Monaco after she found the child with Jeezy's Louis Vuitton bag. Jeannie checked the bag to see why it was so heavy and learned her estranged husband's AK-47 was inside. Oh, now that changes the mother effing game. So he rolling around feeling like Tip in the house. Big Louis V luggage with an AK-47 on the inside of the bag. What you toting this shit around for? Maybe he's going to I don't know if you even take an AK to the range. Maybe some people do. But it sounded like you was doing some off-road activity somewhere and forgot to put your shit up. Furthermore, the child, Monaco, definitely had some sort of interaction with the weapon, right? She found the bag. Mama said, oh, what the hell is this? Why is it so heavy? She looked inside, saw an AK-47 on the inside, allegedly. All of this is allegedly. I gotta be clear in my documentation of this, just to cover my ass. I don't want nobody coming for me for defamation and shit. Some of Jeannie's additional alleged concerns include issues with explosive outbursts and excessive drinking. This is in addition to the domestic perpetuated against Jeannie and his eldest son, Jadarius. Now, we know Jeezy and his oldest son have a rocky relationship. It was a few years ago that he came out and let it be very much known on live air on the radio with Sway in the Morning that he had to put him in check physically. And after they got into their physical altercation, they came to a much better understanding. I don't think there's anything wrong with disciplining your kids when they get a little out of line. But now she's saying that I guess Jeezy is overly aggressive, not only with her, but his oldest son also. Documents also state that Jeannie mistakenly believed him when he convinced her before their marriage that he was a changed man and his past was in the past. So I guess she asked him about some of the things that she'd heard about, and he said, hey, I'm a new man. I done lost some weight. My head done slimmed down. My face done slimmed down. My anger has trimmed down. I'm new, baby. However, that doesn't seem to be the case. Police reportedly arrested Jeezy in 2014 with charges of battery, false imprisonment, and making terroristic threats against his son from another relationship, which, again, he addressed that. All the false imprisonment stuff, I guess, he just wasn't letting them leave the house. He was trying to run away or something like that. But, you know, they'll use these things against you. Meanwhile, the artist recently updated a motion regarding his custody request for Monaco. So that's Jeannie Mai's side of the story. Okay? On the flip side, Jeezy has already pounced on these allegations. And he's gone to the Jasmine brand. Now, what I find interesting about the Jasmine brand is that every step of the way with this divorce, they have been the ones particularly breaking Jeezy's side of the story. I think he has a media relationship with them, funneling some sort of pay down to them, maybe as, you know, actual publicists behind the scenes or something, because they're the ones getting all of his direct quotes. So with the Jasmine brand, Jeezy vehemently denies Jeannie Mai abuse claims, provides photos and text messages to try to clear his name, right? So today, April 25th, Jeannie Mai submitted court documents claiming that Jeezy had abused her. She specifically alleges that there was an incident in which Jeezy pushed her downstairs. In the court docs, the TV host provides photos of her alleged injuries. Why y'all got to show this? What relevance is this? Try to show a clean image, huh? However, Jeezy vehemently denies these abuse allegations. The rapper and author says the specific incident that she is referring to is a complete lie. Court docs state that the injuries that Jeannie references are actually from a golf court accident. So he's saying all of this happened in the golf court. None of this happened in the hotel from Jeezy's side of the story. Below are photos and text that illustrate how the injury happened and the time frame in which it occurred. Jeezy also provides photos of the injuries that he allegedly suffered from the golf cart incident. Jeannie Mai alleges the incident took place in April. The text messages indicate a date of June, months after the alleged incident. So he's saying your dates ain't adding up. The photos that you're putting out are not in line with what you're talking about. Everything, all of these injuries you sustained came from crashing this golf cart. Nothing else. And from here, we've got direct photos on the Jasmine brand straight from Jeezy. June 23rd, 2022. He put a time stamp on it. His text goes and says, babe, be done getting my hair cut in 45 to 50 minutes. Why it take so long just to scalp your hair? Can Monaco stay up so I can tell her good night? She says, yes, Papa, we miss you. She then shows photo with the child, photo of, again, that inner knee area. We've also got another different angle. We look like there's a photo of, what is that? Is that her shoulder or is that, no, that's near her knee. This blotch here. Bended knee. All right. Furthermore, he sends another text June 20th, 2022. He says, babe, checking in. She says, hi, baby, we landed. The very next day, we see photos and probably video of them riding out on the golf cart. We see footage of a pool, Monaco in the pool. More photos, timestamped from there, of this golf cart. All right. June 26, 2022. He's showing text from her. It looks swollen and whoa. So there's an image there, but we can't see it. He says it looks swollen, and how open was your foot? No. I think she's sending that to him. It looks swollen, and how open was your foot? It looks like it might have needed stitches, but it is healing. Stop using the peroxide. Get these two products. So she went on Google and pulled some stuff up for him to find for his feet. She said, have you had any other issues since, like headaches, loss of memory, or seizures? This is Jeezy's foot. Yes, I know it looks like a bear claw, but this is Jeezy. Holy moly, what the fuck is going on? Oh, wow. Were you pressing the gas on the golf cart or the goddamn TNT bunker? Boy, did you play in the NFL or the NBA? Your shit looking like LeBron. Jeezy. There should not be a day that goes by that you do not wear tube socks, my nigga, because that is traumatic. Holy moly. Let me get all this shit off my screen. Hold on, y'all. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I cannot believe my eyes, and I'm sorry that I put y'all through that shit there. Now, that was his foot after an accident, but I guess you gotta reveal it to absolve your name, to clear your name. You gotta go to some deep depths. Again, as I stated at the beginning of this video, this is all alleged. I personally do not know what happened. I don't know if Jeezy physically put his hands on Jeannie Mai. I do not know. We're going to have to let this go through the process. This is a messy divorce. We at least know to some degree that the golf cart incident did take place and there were injuries sustained from that particular incident. Now, if Jeannie Mai has other evidence that can be indicated towards that hotel, or if she has any evidence toward the incident of when he allegedly hit her in the face and she sustained eye injuries and up through here, if we can, get those out there, not to say, you know what I mean, but I think those will give a more clear indication of what's going on, because we can see, at least in the text thread, that those came from a certain date. She says April, he says June. The timestamp is different, but I don't know. At the end of the day, we all want what's best for Monaco. I was not aware that Jeezy just had his AK-47 lying around in the house in a bag where his daughter was able to get to it. That's very dangerous. That's something that cannot be overlooked. He was making it seem as though he just had it in the house somewhere. Now we're getting a little bit more details, which again, we don't have solid proof that occurred. We can only go on his word versus hers. But if that indeed happened, that was very careless on your part as a husband, and as a father, right? This is how incidents go bad. This is how children find themselves badly injured or worse in these situations. You know what I mean? We don't know if it was loaded. We don't know all of those details, but we do know as young as that child is, she shouldn't have came in contact with that bag in no way. Right? That part we can confirm. We've seen that was a big issue of Jeannie's throughout this ordeal, was his weaponry. Now, when it comes to the DV stuff, what's going on, y'all? That was actually a recording I showed for y'all. I had to jump on here because I was reliving that motherfucking tale, and my God, that foot, boy, they talk about foot locker, foot action. Holy moly, it was painful to watch. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. I do know that there is an update, which is why I'm jumping on the screen, because I made this video earlier and I said, damn, right when I put this shit up, more evidence comes out or more accounts come out. So now we're about to get into what has been disseminated to the public in the last few minutes. That shit crazy. I know. I should have put, I wish there was a trigger warning. I didn't know. Shit. I got took the same way as y'all. But yeah, so let's go ahead. Number one, Jeannie Mai has now released an incident report from the Ritz Carlton altercation that took place. So Jeezy is definitely gonna have to address that. I saw somebody in the chat that said that this altercation, let me go ahead and pull it up on the screen for y'all. Wow. I know shit getting crazy. All right. Again, this information is being sent directly to the Shade Room. As I said in the chat, I do believe that Jeannie Mai is working with the Shade Room because she's sending all of this stuff directly to them. That's my belief, right? So we've got incident report from Ritz Carlton. This was event number 22/2272, Ritz Carlton, San Francisco. And this was at the lounge bar lobby, 4th floor. Right? So we see the date. 4/14 was the started date. The request date is 4/15/2022. So those dates that she talks about, April of 2022, may not be related to the golf cart incident, but we do know April was the time of the Ritz Carlton incident. Now, I can't read this shit based on the way that it's on the screen. The text is very small, so I'm gonna stop sharing my screen, but I do have the actual document pulled up so I could read it to y'all. Just wanted to show y'all that real quick. So what we gonna say, what dang more stuff besides the foot? Yeah, it get deeper than the foot. There's more afoot. There is much more afoot. Man. That shit had me crying, laughing. I ain't gonna lie. Like, when I rewatched it with y'all, that shit had me crying. I had to get myself together and get composed before even coming back on the screen. Now, the event narrative, this is very important. It's a little bit long, too. It says, LP Base received a call in regards to a domestic dispute in the lounge bar at approximately 22:21. Of course, that's military time. Lounge server stated that guest Mr. Jenkins had pushed Mrs. Mai Jenkins down the steps leading to the main lobby. This is directly from the hotel. They saying he pushed her down the steps, which is what she said. IL5 responded to the call, and upon arrival, I noticed Mr. and Mrs. Jenkins arguing. I approached the guest and continued to sit on lobby bar area and requested 5 minutes to discuss things alone. After the given time, I spoke to both guests, telling them that they needed to continue their conversation elsewhere because it was disrupting other guests. Guests moved to P37 hallway and continued their conversation. Mr. Jenkins requested I get his 4 Louis Vuitton bags from the room, which was also consistent because that AK allegedly was inside of a Louis Vuitton bag, so it seems that he exclusively likes to keep LV on him at all times. Mr. Jenkins requested I get his 4 Louis Vuitton bags from the room, and as I was in the process, I was called back to assist due to Mrs. Jenkins beginning to raise her voice, resulting me to have to put the luggage retrieval on hold. Mr. Jenkins requested to go outside and get some fresh air to talk. Mrs. Jenkins also had previously stated she felt unsafe being alone with him and requested that I was nearby. So she's also letting it be known audibly that she did not feel safe, which is also in line with what she said in the other documents. Guests talked near valet office and then moved themselves to the front desk where Mr. Jenkins got another room key to retrieve the rest of his belongings. Mr. Jenkins continued to try to press the issue of wanting to converse with his wife, but due to Ms. Jenkins' comment stating she was done talking, I told Mr. Jenkins he needed to willingly walk away from the situation or I was going to have to call the police. Both guests went up to the room, but Mrs. Jenkins requested I came along because she still felt unsafe being with him by herself and wanted me to make sure she came out of the room unharmed. So she said, I need you to assist me, stay nearby, and also make sure when I come out of here, I am unharmed. I escorted both guests and they continued their conversation in the room. Mr. Jenkins wanted me to wait outside, but I stated that I could not due to his wife's fear of her safety. After their conflict, Mr. Jenkins made me aware that he was getting another room and to have his personal belongings, which were previously retrieved, ready by the front desk for when he came down to pick up his new room key. Right? So this shit cuts off at a very odd point. So basically it was diffused at that point, but she wasn't going to let Jeezy see her by herself. She needed some assistance. Yes, indeed, Jami is live as well. I already know. So you can tune in to whichever. I'm going to be done soon, so you can go check out her account of the story too. But Pink Tea Time says, sounds like Jeezy will be cutting a check and getting supervised visitation once she's done with him. This ain't the end of it though, because Jeezy is now doing damage control on his end as well. Jeezy has come out and he says, y'all know me, integrity. He says the allegations are not only false, but also deeply disturbing, especially coming from someone I loved. This malicious attempt to tarnish my character and disrupt my family is ridiculous. It's disheartening to witness the manipulation and deceit at play. At this time, my main concern is being an active father to our daughter as I continue to fight for court-mandated joint custody. Rest assured, the truth will prevail through the proper legal channels. This came out shortly before my video went up. So he's saying all of this is false. I showed y'all some of his receipts, but the Jasmine brand conveniently kept one part of the details out on their website that they kept for their Instagram. And I think this part is very vital. Matter of fact, let me put it up on the screen, because this brings more questions. So to the left here in this green area, right? She said, baby, I have a lot of dresses to wear this week. We remember that part from earlier. He says, I'm so sorry, babe. Haven't forgiven myself for putting you in danger. I've been uneasy and sad about it. Well, the follow-up here is Jeannie Mai responding. It says, it was not intentional. It was an accident. But we do need to be more careful, especially when we're drinking, babe. I don't think you know your own strength when you drink. Now, people are wondering, what the fuck does she mean by I don't think you know your own strength? People are wondering, does that mean that he was a little bit forceful with her? He didn't know his own strength? Or did he not know his own strength with his foot on that pedal? He definitely pushed that pedal to the metal. So it could be either one. We don't know, but that detail, that one text that they showed on the Instagram was not on the website. We scrolled through the whole website. They didn't show that part. So Kenny Mac says, you don't know if he did what she said she did. I didn't say I know anything. I say this is the information that they're putting out. Both of them are playing media games at this point. I don't know what happened. I don't know the date and time of what happened. But I do know at this current juncture, Jeannie Mai at least has an account of the Ritz Carlton incident where she alleges she was pushed down the stairs and choked out by Jeezy, right? She has a hotel attendant that put a report in with the hotel to at least confirm that that's the story that she told on the date of it happening, right? So there's at least a paper trail on that. Unfortunately, that does not work out favorably for Jeezy. Jeezy's screenshots, on the other hand, they do allude to a golf cart incident. However, there is that piece talking about you don't know your strength when you're drunk. In the wrong hands, that information could be used to manipulate a story, or it could be a direct reference to something he may have done. Again, I don't know. I was not there. I'm not purporting to be there. I'm not the angel on nobody's shoulder. But again, it could be the strength while he was driving. It could have been that nigga foot turned into a solid piece of lead, because it sure did after it got bruised. You know what I mean? Like the nigga, woo, you don't want to play footsie with Jeezy. That's for damn sure. Oh my God. Once he tried to get full custody, he opened up a can of worms. He played the game, and it looks like he's getting played to the furthest extent. I do agree with you there, Elite. So again, I don't know what transpired. These are the information that's been presented. Queenie says, next case, neither of them needs to get anything. Split time with that baby. Hey, man. That's all I got on that one. You know what I mean? Now, be sure to like and share this video. Also, if this is your first time seeing me on YouTube, if you're someone that just jumped in here in the chat and whatnot, be sure to subscribe to the channel, become an insider. You know what I'm saying? We're going to have some more content coming for y'all later today. I'm going to be talking about the Shannon Sharpe, Amanda Seales interview. We're going to be talking about a couple of other things that are going on in the culture today, but I had to jump on this because this shit came out right as I was getting into my studio, and we had to get to it. You feel me? So, oh, hell nah. That's the feat you need when you say I'm standing on business. Hey, man. Him and goddamn Drewski gonna have a competition about standing on business. Feet only. Damn. Lexi G says bear claw is crazy. That shit did look like a bear claw though, like a literal one. Not even the shit they sell in the stores. I'm talking about a real ass bear claw, grizzly shit, man. Start calling that nigga Young Grizzly. Damn. Everybody tap that like on the way out. Queen, much respect, much love to you for putting that in there. And like I said before, I will see y'all in a little bit. I got some more content coming for y'all. Hope y'all enjoyed it, and I will be back in just a few. All right? Much love and respect, y'all. Peace.
King of my city in cul-de-sac. Coming out swinging like soldier rag. Leading my people like quarterback. Boy, I study this shit, I'm an almanac. Had to get up and grind. Knowledge is booming, I'm here to apply. Came with the chip and the dip, it just single the mind. We finna do more than survive. I need my check. Spinning the block for the Gouda. We hitting the jeweler, the flood out the net. We don't do beef on computers, I'm straight out the sewer. We come when you rest. Niggas be looking perplexed, so keeping my foot on their neck. No map, I trust my gut for the quest. With drama, I'm fully abreast. I was ready for years and they doubted me. All of a sudden they tell me they proud of me. I been dropping these haters like calories. Cross them out, I came back with some boundaries. Stand for my honor, but too raw, no corner. Packing the stick with a drummer. When I catch my bad, won't fumble. I done came too far to be humble.